Hello guys. How are you guys? Everybody? Is anyone there? So let me just check this. My first live stream didn't work for today. I just made a mistake because of the camera. So just give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. So I have to delete the old one and then check out this new one if it works. Just 1 second. The old one is deleted and my live stream. If it's streaming, hopefully it is. Okay, it is. And looks okay. Today's camera is a bit high. Let me just set it here. Oh, wrong way. Okay. It's still slightly too high. Sometimes it's hard to get it correct. Okay, looks fine. So today's vegan mukbang, I made this. So it looks like a huge plate, but it really doesn't have that much. Okay, so I made stir-fried. Can you see it? Stir-fried lamb beans. So you can probably get these from Asian supermarket. So they are really long, probably half meter long, or it could be a bit shorter. And I stir fried them with garlic and a bit of a chili. You can see. So it has quite a few garlic cloves in there, probably 4 to 5. And I'll put the recipe tomorrow on my channel. Okay, guten Appetit! It's good. I haven't had these for a long while. Okay, it's slightly spicy from the chili, so it really depends on what kind of chili you use. This one I bought from the Asian supermarket, so it's kind of like a Thai bird's eye chili. It's relatively spicy. Okay. Oh, bite myself. That happens when you eat while talking while you eat. Okay. So you can either choose to, and probably half tablespoon of light soy sauce. I just don't want to eat too much light soy sauce because it's kind of salty and has a strong flavor. So I just adding a pinch of salt and tiny little bit of sugar. But if you like, you can always just adding half tablespoon of light soy sauce and a bit of sugar as well. Or if it's not salty enough for you, you can always just add a bit more salt. Today it's quite quiet, so I'm just going to finish this first. Then I can just have a chat with you guys, because I just bite my now. Anyway. So you can have this like with a bowl of rice, or because I don't want to eat too much rice, too much carbs. So I'll just have this alone, but you can definitely just have this as a side dish for dinner with rice. So right now at the moment there are 2 people, so I don't know who are you guys. You can talk to me. There's a live chat. You can just type in and then talk to me if you want. So I have a bit water with me. So since probably last week, and keep drinking about one half liter of water a day, and 2 liters if possible. And right now it's 2 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock. I finished half of the bottle already. So I still have half bottle to go. Apparently it's really good for your skin if you drink enough water. Good for your kidney as well. So, oh, sorry. I'll keep doing this from now. Okay. Hello. Today I'm a bit early, probably 5 minutes. I tried to write down the title on a piece of paper and I took a picture of it for the thumbnail, but somehow the camera is not in line. It looks correctly on the screen, but after it's taken, it's started to the left or the right too much, so you probably can't read the thumbnail. So I guess this is like a bug from YouTube. How are you guys? Today is so for the past couple of weeks it was kind of hot in Germany, and today suddenly it's below 20. It's like 19 degrees or something. Really weird weather at the moment. And during the weekend was just thunderstorms the whole time. That's good to know. So this week I have a couple of recipes in line. So I have still have one vlog from Mallorca. I need to finish editing. That's gonna take probably half day, and then besides this vegan recipe, I'm going to make one bread with sun-dried tomatoes, and then probably a Sichuan recipe probably on Wednesday or Thursday, and then another recipe. Could be a dessert or ice cream. I haven't decided yet, but so there are 3 to 4 recipes in line if I have time. And last weekend we took the picture for our visa to China. So this week we're gonna apply for the visa. Have to write invitation letter to pretend from my parents and then put a signature on it to send it to the embassy. So it's not that easy. I don't know how many of you guys have tried to apply for the Chinese visa. So here in Deutschland, you can either apply it through post, so it takes probably a month, or you can just go to the embassy, but it's quite far away. It's at Frankfurt, so it takes probably a week, and you're gonna have to pick it up as well. So have to work on that as well, because quite a few people we are going. So how many? Five of us, and we all need a visa. It's actually quite soon, only 2 more months, even a bit shorter. So we have to get the visa before we're leaving. I think my parents, when they came to Europe, they have to apply for a Schengen visa. So they hired a travel agency to do the visa for them. Was like how much? So it was like a 400 euro per person just for the visa, but the agency does the paperwork for them as well. But because we were doing everything ourselves, I think it's cost around 100 euro or something. I tried to think of something exciting to talk about. Let me think about it. For a couple weeks now, probably a month or so, I keep getting emails from people asking to promote my videos. Today was an email from a website, VR website, VR.tv or something, and asking me to upload my videos. And during the weekend was also somebody emailed me saying they could promote my channel, and saying I didn't really read in detail because I don't really care, because I don't want to do any of those things anyway. And the other thing was really funny during the weekend. So around midnight, so quite late, I got an Instagram message, but I usually don't use Instagram that much. So there was like a message told me somebody wanted to talk to me, so I accepted. And then it's how could I call her? So she ended up became like a friend. She said she watched my video, she really liked it, and she's also Chinese living in Deutschland. So we have lots of things in common, but she's living in Hamburg. And we just had a holiday in Hamburg not long ago. What I like about it is it just feels so, and I feel like I achieved something. Like there are really people watching my videos. So I have like real audience. And then she was really friendly, and we were like chatting for probably 30-40 minutes. First was on Instagram, then we moved to WeChat. It was like fun. It was nice. I know it's all about money. I know, like on YouTube there are lots of so-called partnership, or it's not partnership. What is it called? You join a group and they promote your videos. Apparently, like lots of gamers is using this kind of service, and I guess you have to pay some kind of those things. Thank you. I don't know if I'm doing really well, but I'm not doing really bad, because I could see the my channel is growing, that's kind of exciting, but it's growing slow. It's okay. I believe everybody have to go through this. I don't know, it's not called community. What is it called? I have to find it after I finish eating this. Like this social play thing. You can check other people's number of subscribers and then number of views and stuff. They have this kind of things as well, but I don't know. I'm doing okay. By the way, so just to let you guys know, we are going to China September. Have I said about that? So the date is already fixed because we bought the tickets already. It was like 24th of October. No, 24th of September. And we're gonna be in Shanghai for one day, one overnight. There's not much to see in Shanghai. I'm just going to take my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my brother-in-law. So take them to see all the, I don't know, like the cosmopolitan side of China. So really quickly, overnight, really is about 1.5 day, really, because on the second day we're going to take the train back to Nanjing. So my mom, she wants to cook something for them, so I promised not to go back too late, so around dinner time. It is true, like, to be honest, I think my mother-in-law really wants to see the Great Wall. And most people do when they visit China. Well, first thing they think of is probably the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, Shanghai. So that's the first thing come to mind. But that's like the least interesting thing. If you have ever been to Great Wall, you would know what I'm talking about. It's really touristy. So it's not. It's built afterward, so rebuild. I think I've heard like the Great Wall, the original Great Wall was really high. It was like 4 meters, but then because over the years it's destroyed and there's not much left, and they rebuild it, but because they want to cut the cost, they build it a lot lower, like 2.5 meters. Is there a fish market in Shanghai? I don't even know. Street food, probably just go to eat. Probably to eat and then just walk around. Really just relax. But there's so many other beautiful cities in China, like really beautiful. So anyways, one night in Shanghai and one night in Nanjing. Then we are going to the Yellow Mountain. If you have heard of it, it's really just one of the 4th highest mountains in China, except the Himalaya. So it's kind of famous. I always see some pictures of it. They have like pine trees growing on top of I wouldn't call it mountains. It's like a small rock, but really tall, really high. Hello, John. So so we're going there. So there's a hot spring in the village, at the bottom of the mountain, and then you can climb it. So I don't know if they want to stay there overnight, because the sunset and sunrise is really famous as well, because it's really like above the cloud and you can see the whole cloud underneath you, and it's like a ocean of clouds. So we're gonna go there, and then probably for 3-4 days, probably 4 days, and then after that I have no idea anymore where we are going. But the date is for sure on the 24th. So I don't know if I could make any cooking videos, possibly at my parents' place, probably after the holiday, because I still have 1 week just myself, stay there with my parents. Probably I could ask or convince my mom to cook something in camera. Oh, the other thing is, that's correct, a real big hill. Holy, because the funny thing is, this area probably hundreds, thousands years ago, I don't know, it's covered in ocean, in water, underneath water. So the geographically it's quite unique. So it's not like every mountain you see in Europe, not like the Alps. Completely different. It has not many trees, and it's not covered with green stuff. No green. Hello everybody. I almost finished. Okay. That's like, I don't know, 100-200 grams of the long beans. I really like the long beans. You guys should try it. It's really tasty. And look what I have. I have a tissue. That's awesome to have when you have spicy food. Okay. Yeah, more like them. But there are so many of them. There's not just one. There are like hundreds of them. And many of them is still closed, so it's wild. You can't really get on them. But anyway, you should know it's called Yellow Mountain. Anyway. Okay. Water. So Thursday, it was actually my father's birthday, and he turned 60. That's crazy, because I still remember his 50th birthday. I was still in China, and now suddenly he turned 60, and everybody was there. My mom actually cooked for how many people? Probably 15 people. It was huge. Because they all wanted to come to my parents' place to eat, and they didn't want to go to a restaurant. They usually go to a restaurant. So, but this case they stayed at home, and my mom said she had to shop for this one lunch for the whole week. So she bought lots of stuff. And I saw the picture, I posted on my Facebook group page. And I just felt a bit sad. Like, my mom reminded me a week ago, and a day before my dad's birthday, I should congratulate him. Just to send my message. So I actually waited until midnight in Deutschland. So that's probably like early morning, around 5 or 6 a.m. in China. And yeah, that was lots of food, right? I know it's not all of it. She made a lot more out of it. And then I sent out the message, and then my dad didn't respond to it because it was too early. But at the time, it was already 12 a.m. midnight, and I waited a little bit longer. Then my dad responded saying, "No, I don't know. I just felt a bit sad, like, because I haven't been home like quite a while. I hate taking airplanes. I hate travel in air. Like, it's scary, especially after what happened, and it always takes like 10 hours or 11 hours just to fly back to China. So I hate to take it. So I try not to go too often. So try to convince my parents to come to Europe, because it's easier for me." And literally everybody was there, like my aunt, my uncle's huge family, and then now my cousin, she has a daughter too now, so it was a lot of people. And then I saw it was like a birthday cake, and it had my dad's name written on it, and it said happy birthday and stuff. So I saw the picture, they took lots of pictures and sent it to me, and then I just felt a bit sad, that's all. But that's crazy, like 10 years really quickly passed by, because when I just calculated, I actually left China for almost 10 years now. And my dad turned from 50 to 60. Crazy. That's quick. Anyway, okay. So I thought, because my in-laws, they're turning 60s too next year, and my mom, so they are all around same age. And then my husband, Jürgen, is always so they're really close to their parents, my husband and then his brother. And no matter which holiday, so Christmas for sure, but also Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, and what are the other days? So they, no matter all these holidays, they prepare presents for their parents, for my in-laws. So I think it was Mother's Day, they bought a cell phone for her, for my mother-in-law, and Father's Day was kind of a headphone or some kind of electronics, or so usually for Christmas always something huge, a bit more expensive. For Mother's Day, Father's Day as well, so a bit smaller. I know, like but because I'm living so far away, so I asked my mom like a week ago when she told me, and I asked if I should buy something for my dad, and then she said I don't need to bring anything, I don't need to prepare anything. So I thought because we're going back anyway in September, so probably I should bring something with me, because 60 is kind of huge, like it's a big birthday, like everybody celebrate. Usually in China people don't celebrate birthdays, especially only for kids. So when you get older you try not to celebrate it. The only thing is probably you eat a bit of noodle soup on your birthday. It's like a symbol for longevity, so you can have good health kind of thing. But they celebrate the big birthdays like 50s or 60s or 70s. So for my in-laws, they wanted to go to Vietnam for a couple of weeks for their 60th birthday, and my mom actually mentioned that she wanted to go to Thailand. So maybe we could go with them. I have no idea. It's a plan, and then my husband, they have a idea. Anyway, I could say it because my in-laws couldn't understand English. So they wanted to probably buy a Rolex, not a new, probably a second hand, so a good investment, couple of thousand. And then for my father-in-law's birthday. So I thought I could probably do that as well for my dad, because those kind of things are super expensive in China, but it's kind of okay in Europe. Have I been to China? Are you serious? I'm from Nanjing. If you look at the map, it's really close. So Shanghai, I've been to how many times? So many, I can't remember any more numbers. But I never really like kind of enjoyed the city. Like I remember when I was little, was like a teenager, and my mom took me to Beijing, like the capital city, and I didn't really like it. Like I remember like this really clearly because it was kind of weird. We were in a museum, so there were lots of kids and lots of parents, and there was a ride for kids, and then one of the kids wanted to take the ride, and he probably was trying to cut the line. But it was a kid, it was like a young boy, who cares? And then one of the parents said really harshly, like was really kind of serious. She said, do you know where you are? You're in the capital city, so stop it. Don't try to cut the line. And I felt like it was kind of arrogant. So what? It's just a kid, but that's like hitting me. So I still remember it. That's why I don't really like Beijing or Shanghai, because just too huge, too big, too many people, too crowded, too loud, too dirty, kind of thing. I prefer like a quiet, smaller city. It is super expensive. I haven't been back for a while, for many years, but I have heard everything is super expensive. So years ago, you think of China as like a cheaper city or country to travel to, but Shanghai has always been expensive, a bit more expensive, because it has always been a very important port, like city, has always been a bit more expensive than the rest of the country. But I know like I have like uni friends who we went to university together, and then after graduation they went to Shanghai. So they some of them could really actually invest something there to buy apartment or anything, but everything is super expensive. So don't think of buying like in the middle of the city or something. You always have to travel like quite a while before you could get to work, like long distance almost. But you have to find a clear days, because I don't know, sometimes it's too much smog. So anyway, I find if you compare Shanghai and Hong Kong or New York, the big cities, like you find Shanghai probably has more lights, so they're trying to light up the buildings a bit more, so it's more colorful, lots of high-rise buildings, but they turn off the light quite early. I think it was like 10 o'clock or 11, I forgot, but it's really early. So if you want to see the skyline in the evening, you have to really plan properly, because probably you get there and it's all closed and it's all dark and you can't see anything anymore. But anyway, I'll probably take some videos, because I have to take my in-laws there anyway, and have to look for some restaurants for them. I'm like the tour guide this time. So yeah, just look for some restaurants to eat. It's not gonna be cheap anyway. It was like, I think if you want to eat like in a proper restaurant, look into around 100 per person or something. Okay, it could be a bit cheaper, but it can be really expensive. But we actually booked our hotel in Shanghai last weekend, and we're just looking around because we need like 3 rooms. My in-laws one, me and my husband, and then my brother-in-law. So he has to pay for himself, and they were always looking for best deal, and because we only have a really short time in Shanghai, or we were planning somewhere a bit closer to the city, People Square, or so they find a hotel near the train station, which I don't really like, but the price is really good. It's from Pullman. I'm not sure, have you heard of this hotel? Before it's Mercure, and then somehow now it's Pullman, so it's like a chain. But then they had a really great deal, 60% off or something. We only had to pay probably around 60 euros per night, per room. So it was a great deal, but I'm not so sure about the area. We stayed once near the train station. It's just too loud, like, and people were handing out like business cards. If you call it business cards, it's really just a massage, girls giving you massage. Or in the middle of the night, somebody was knocking on the door on your hotel room's door and ask if you need special service. Like, that's kind of environment, so I don't really like it. But there is also a really nice hotel close to the water, but a bit more expensive, 105 euros per night. It's really nice, like an older 50s style building, but it wouldn't be really economical for us, because my brother-in-law has to pay for the whole room, and if ask him to pay 100, it's a bit too much, and we only stayed there for 1 night anyway. So we booked that Pullman hotel, but it's we can cancel it later anyway, so should be okay. You can still keep looking. There's another hotel chain from, it's a French brand. I forgot the name. I didn't book it anyway. My husband is responsible for all those kind of things. It's probably 10 euros more, and it's close to the city. But they don't like the setting. It's completely a bit like Ibis, so not so fancy. Just almost everything looked like IKEA furniture kind of style. It's actually really special, not special, really common in China. I remember when I was still in China, so around 2008, 2007, I was simply waiting outside at the hallway of a hotel and waiting for my friend. I was just waiting there, and a middle-aged guy came to me and asked me if I'm giving special service. That was like, and I said, he didn't really say directly, but he was like, are you the girl we caught? And then I was completely surprised. Like, I was like still like a uni student. I didn't know that that's a thing at the time, but even people would do that. Imagine there are so many this kind of service underground. Oh, and in Nanjing once when we visit, that's also years ago, and I didn't know it probably doesn't exist anymore, but just it existed before. Like it's like they call it probably gentleman's club or dance club or KTV or karaoke bar, doesn't matter what they call it. And then you can see it's like really high standard renovated club, and the girls wearing mini skirts standing in front of the door and they're waiting. When you look at like 10-20 girls all wearing mini skirt uniforms standing at the door, you will know it's probably not a regular KTV or karaoke bar. It's funny. I thought it's just, I don't know. It's completely illegal in China, but people always find a way to do it anyway. It's probably different now because I haven't been back for a while. It probably doesn't exist anymore, or maybe still. I have no idea, but we will find it out. No, not exactly, because in Hamburg it's legal. So when we were in Hamburg, we actually had a look of the area, and then they actually have a whole block closed and says for men only, so only men can go in and do their business, and women are not allowed to go in there. So you know that area, you can go, and then they provide special service. But in China it's illegal, so on paper it's 100% illegal. Prostitution and gambling and what's other, even if you sell porn, it's also illegal. So it's 100% illegal, but people are doing it anyway. Probably they're not doing anything really serious. They're probably just singing, so probably really just girls singing for you. I hope. I have no idea. But there are so many people in China. I'm sure there are men or women need this kind of service. Who knows? Anyway, but my topic is not about prostitution. My topic is about food. So, and this girl I got in contact with last night or the night before. She's really from Sichuan province. She's really from Chengdu. She's like really, so real deal. and she's going back as well around the similar time, beginning of October. And I'm hoping, if it's possible, I'll text her, and I could, because it's kind of convenient to take a flight to fly into Sichuan province. So maybe I will meet up with her. I have no idea. I have a week free, and I have no husband, no in-laws, just me and my parents. I could probably go there, film something about the food there, maybe. Then if that's true, you can, it's not illegal to pay for sex, but it's legal to do porn. Then that's same like in America, in the US, if I'm correct. Because I saw that was a Family Guy or one of these cartoons, not cartoons, anyway, one of these showed was like a couple, or not a couple, they're having sex, and then the police came in, say we're trying to catch them, but then there was a camera, then it's okay because it's legal to do porn, something like that. Anyway, yes, if you have a camera, then you can, because then you are doing a porn, then that's legal, I suppose. I have no idea. I just heard of it. But funny thing is, so because I used to live in Sydney, so I know that's legal, at least in New South Wales. So there's a red light district as well in Sydney, around Bondi Junction. King's Cross, yeah, that's correct, King's Cross. And then it's not freedom of speech, but I find like where my where Yugi's coming from, in Heilbronn, there's a whole street. It's not really kind of like in Hamburg, it's really small, narrow, you can only walk. But in Heilbronn, it's a real street you can drive through, and there is a tiny building, probably two storage, so 2 levels or 3, and paint with villa, so purple color, and with red lights. You know, that's like, if it's so colorful, it's a sign, right? And it's brothel, but the girls always just standing on the street, so they will wave to you, and then you can wave back. Sometimes for some reason, my husband and his friends, they always like to drive through this street just for fun, and you can see so many girls like standing, no matter the weather, no matter it's raining or snowing or cold or hot, they were always standing. So you can just have a look, and you can also have a look of people who were stopping by, actually stopping there. And then I thought it was fun, because when my relatives visited me and we accidentally drove to the same street, and I actually showed them where the building is, where all the girls are. It's just fun. I don't know if it's on YouTube 100% you are not allowed to upload porn, but I have heard like people, I have seen people doing like so they're trying to find the loophole. So like there's a girl doing cooking video with only an apron, so you can see like she's pretty much doing a porn, but without doing a porn, without showing anything. So that's kind of allowed on YouTube somehow, if you just look for those kind of things. Okay. You can upload. Is it like a Pornhub kind of thing? I don't know, but who would? Why would anybody like this Instagram thing is becoming like a porn site as well. So many Instagram models, pretty much half porn, soft porn too. But anyway, why I'm talking this, I'm just saying in China it exists, and so, but that's not my purpose of going back to China. So I'm focusing on food. So in Nanjing there is a restaurant. It's called 大排档. So 大排档 pretty much means street food. So older times, when there's not many you mean gene modified food? I think that's everywhere. Street food. So older times, when there's not many restaurants, some people can't afford to rent a shop. They will open like a booth on the street, and it only opens in the evening, and you can eat pretty much everything and authentic food there. But now it's not allowed anymore. It's not allowed to sell food on the street, and there's, I don't know the person's name, but he has a really great concept. It's a restaurant, it's indoor, usually in a really fancy shopping center, and you go in, there's a person at the door to call your number, and then they hire usually like a middle-aged or older man, and wearing traditional dressing, like a long dress for men, and then they will call your name, and the person will take you to the table, and just really classy, the old style, everything is wood. And then when you look around in the restaurant, there are many like shop front. You are almost feel like you are outside, but it's inside, and then you can take everything there. It's all under your bill, and then they serve like a traditional Nanjing local food and street food, like a let me think of it, like a duck blood soup with glass noodle. That's like a typical from my city. It's street food, but it's not on the street. And the restaurant is called Nanjing Street Food, pretty much if you translate it. And they have this congee, but with lots of different beans and grains. It's also quite typical. What else? These kind of eggs with not fully hatched chicken in there. Yes, dumplings as well. They have those kind of meatballs, like super soft. So I'll probably take you guys. I'll probably take a video there as well. But it's always really packed, really full, and really loud. Hopefully I could take a proper video there. And there are just so many good restaurants. But I have time. I have 3 weeks. Good 3 weeks to take videos in China. So mostly just food. I don't really have much plan. I thought just go there and then see what we eat. Then I'll just take videos, and if possible, my mom is going to cook something for me for sure, 100%, and I can take some videos of her as well. That's just my plan. You know what's the funny thing is, I sent a message on YouTube to Food Ranger. Then I actually sent 2 messages, and none of them I responded. So I would assume he's not interested because my channel is too small, or he's too busy traveling and he's not checking his emails. But it's kind of a while already, because the first time when I wrote him, I wanted to use some of his footages in my video, so I asked politely if I could use them, and he didn't answer me, so I just used it anyway. So it was only a couple of seconds. And then a couple of months ago, I wrote it again because I thought, maybe I'm going to Sichuan province, I'm going to Chengdu, maybe I could meet up with him and his girlfriend maybe, and then was no response neither. So I thought, I think he's not checking his messages on YouTube, right? Or he's not really interested. I know I didn't use any of the voice, the sound. I didn't use the sound, I just used 2 seconds clip. So I think it's okay with copyrights. Was probably last week as well. I don't know if you guys have seen one of the videos I made when we were in Chengdu, probably 3 years ago. So in Chengdu, Sichuan province, there's really famous. It's really famous for its rabbits. So they eat lots of rabbits for some reason. I had no idea, but before we go in, because we only had like 8 hours there, so I really trying to try everything. So we went to this street with all the street food. Then I was looking for this rabbit thing, and I have been told like it's really delicious. It's a bit disgusting. It's a head of rabbits. So, and then I wanted to try. So I tried it. I made a video. Probably was too much fun. Showed I looked too enjoyed of the rabbit heads, and then somebody, actually it was really last week, somebody wrote a comment, called me a disgusting bitch, and I was shocked. I was like, are you serious? Like, so I asked my husband, what should I do? Should I respond saying you're ignorant asshole or something? And then my husband said, just remove it, just report it. But what I did is I didn't do anything. Like, I just left the comment he left there, and I didn't really look into it or responded. And okay, it's not a big deal, I guess, because it happens quite a few times. But I thought it's not that horrible. It's just a head of a rabbit. People eat more disgusting things than rabbit head. Like, let me think. Like, some people eat bugs, eat worms, eat head, like fish head, pig head, what else? Chicken head, duck heads, everything, like brains. People eat brains, please, or eat tails. Why saying me like a disgusting? Yeah, rabbits are not cute. But when you eat it, you don't see them as cute rabbits. They just fold. So actually, I read a bit of like the recipes from Sichuan. They use quite often rabbits, not always heads, but also could be just legs. Germans eat rabbits too. I think rabbits is like similar to horses or donkeys or emu. Like people eat them. Or like in Australia eating kangaroo. Kangaroo is also cute, but you don't call Australian disgusting bitch. I thought that was harsh. And like in Macau, last time when we visited Macau, they had this pig brain noodle soup. I really wanted to try it. I went to the restaurant and I tried to order it, and then they told me it's sold out, like because it was like a bit cold on that day, and apparently when it's cold, people in Macau like to eat pig brain soup. So our people from Macau are disgusting or something. So anyway, I just thought it's fun to try something different and something I still could eat. Like probably I wouldn't eat bugs. That's the other thing. Like how do you call this kind of bugs? Like in summer it's really loud. They like kind of on the tree and really loud. I don't know the English name of it, but so Chinese, apparently some Chinese eat them, and personally I don't eat any bugs, but it's probably high protein and super healthy and easy to get. So I told probably you guys know my cousin has a baby daughter, and then she is now 2 years old, almost 3 years old now, and her parents, so my cousins or my cousins in-laws, I have no idea, they bought these bugs and deep fried them for the kid, because apparently it's super healthy, it's good for kids, high protein. I have no idea. It's not grasshopper, it's not yeah, it's crickets. It's probably, yeah. I don't want to say it, but I have had dogs. I know it's horrible, but when I was young, everybody was eating dogs. Or not like every day eating dogs, but some restaurants serve dogs. Probably not anymore. And my dad took me to the restaurant because my mom wasn't home on the day, and she didn't want to cook or something, so it was just me and my dad, and my dad took me to the restaurant, and I could remember it like really clearly. I had dog meat. Maybe it was just my memory was wrong, but that's how I remembered I had it. And I think it was just taste like red meat, like beef or pork. I can't really remember anymore. I just know how they cook it. You pretty much can't taste anything because they use lots of like spices and pickles. All you taste is like sourness, and that's in my head, but I can't remember anymore. I want to have rabbits. I'm a huge fan of pets. I told my husband we need to have a dog and a cat and a rabbit, and I don't know. And then some of them are really cute, but when you eat them, you wouldn't think of like that's the ones you have at your home. Like my aunts, because they bought a house in the village. It's quite unusual, so it's quite far away from the city. She has a garden, backyard. She could raise chicken, and they really hatch chicken from eggs, and then they build like a cage, like a, but it's open door, and then the chicken can just go in. The rooster can just go in when they want. They will go to sleep in the small house, the cage, and come out during the day, and then they eat them. Like they're almost like pets, but they eat them. Like I think for my dad's birthday, my aunt just killed one and made a chicken soup. Then I think it was like my cousin was pregnant, and she just killed one for her because it's kind of healthy to have a free-range chicken. I think it's not that often in China you get real free-range chicken. Which country are you in? I know, like people always have this how do you call it? They think they believe Chinese eat everything. Like they always have, oh, disgusting, Chinese are so disgusting, they eat everything. But when you think of it, so where I'm growing up, I didn't eat like things so unusual than people eating here in Deutschland. In Deutschland, people eat like lots of disgusting things as well, like liver, kidney, or I don't know, like in sausages, you don't know what they put in anyway. And but when you think of it, like Koreans are eating quite disgusting as well. They will eat like a raw squeeze or octopus, like raw seafood when they were still like moving. Or they eat dogs too. Why nobody is saying Koreans are eating like disgusting? That's kind of funny. Why? I know. I know that's why like Vancouver is so expensive now, and as well as Sydney, because like so many Asians, Chinese are there, and then push up the price. Everybody has to pay a lot more. But Vancouver is probably the best city in Canada, isn't it? Like it's the warmest spot in Canada. And I have been to Montreal. It's like as cold as hell. Like, oh no, hell is not cold, right? Hell is hot. But it's really cold. I wouldn't want to live there. It's too cold for me. I'll prefer somewhere warmer. Like even Deutschland is a bit too cold for me. It's true. It's 3 o'clock, but I'll just say this, like in China in Sydney there are some suburbs like Chatswood, or I forgot those names after a while, Ashfield. There are pretty much only Eastwood. They're pretty much like a Chinese living there. So it's not everywhere, not the whole city, but there is this like probably before there was only one suburb, now like 3, 4, 5 different suburbs. There are only Asians, and in I think it was Eastwood, it was really funny. Like half of the suburb living only Koreans, and half of the suburb only Chinese, and in between it's this subway line. So it separates two parts, this suburb, and people like to live together. And many of my friends who are living in Sydney, because their parents come to visit, or they pretty much settled in Sydney already, and they always buy properties only in those suburbs because their parents could communicate. They could go shopping and they could speak Chinese anywhere they go, so it's easier. It doesn't exist in Deutschland yet. I guess in Deutschland you have to speak Turkish, and probably later I have to speak Arabic. Because in my suburb, I would say probably 60-70% are Turkish. Some of them are from Bulgaria, or some Eastern European countries as well. But I don't know. But I think they were saying 80% of immigrants living in Deutschland are Turkish. So Turkish is kind of, they're gonna, somehow last year they were discussing putting the second language in German schools instead of English to Arabic or Turkish or something, because there's so many now here. But it was kind of rejected when it was talking like a joke. But you can tell like how many Turkish and Arabic speaking people are living here. I don't think we're gonna go to Canada any soon because my husband doesn't want to. But we are going for sure next year to the US. We're gonna go to Ohio, Orlando. My husband actually had a exchange in one of the universities in Ohio. So I think it was a 1 year or a half year, I forgot. So he likes Ohio. So we're gonna go next year. Sweden, it's not gonna be a long holiday. It's probably gonna be a weekend holiday. So, but I also want to go to Japan, to this north island of Japan, north part of the island, and you can have like lots of seafood. Apparently around like winter, after September in Japan, they have like seafood buffet. You can just eat as much as you like. So I want to go, but we will see. I wanted to learn because I have to admit that I've never done it. I have no experience in skiing or snowboard. Last winter we wanted to go, but I really don't have any winter clothes. Well, because like in Australia it's really expensive to go skiing. There's only probably the snowy mountain you can go, and it's really expensive, or you fly to New Zealand. And I didn't have the drive to like do skiing, and I couldn't do it. And I have, when you look at the news, how many people are seriously injured from skiing. Like last winter, was somebody died in Germany because of skiing. And the F1 driver, what's his name? It's too dangerous, so I'm a bit scared. I would definitely try if we are going to Canada. But you can do in France, in Austria, Deutschland there is a bit, not so much, and in Italy you can also do skiing. You should come to Europe to go do skiing because there's so many beautiful places around Alps, Gips. There are so many. You can try it. I know. I think people who enjoy food are highly likely are risk takers because they enjoy something is beautiful or something is good. I don't know. come to Europe. Definitely. I have never done it, but I know there are so many good. If you look at the TripAdvisor, there's a whole list of the top places you can do skiing, and I think the top 10, probably most of them are in Europe, maybe. I know like in Japan you can go skiing as well. It's probably also a good experience. I think last night I saw like a documentary about Sweden. Like Sweden has the most holidays. They get 25 days free a year, plus public holidays, and was it in summer you get extra holiday because too dark or something, then you can do. So they have the most holidays in Sweden, and then people would just they build like a small thing, like a wooden house in the middle of nowhere, and they do barbecue inside. It was super awesome, so I thought I could do that as well. So yeah, if it's 2.5 days per month, and it's more in Germany, because I think my husband gets 2 days a month holiday. No, I don't believe it. They pay you to go to university. I know in Deutschland it's free, but I don't know if they pay you to go to universities. Well, you were arguing with somebody from Sweden, so you're probably wrong. And I know in Deutschland, if you go to public universities, it's free. Like literally, it's free. But I don't think they pay you. But I think in Australia, is you go and you can get a tax break. So the government pays you, and then later you have to pay tax. So you have something like you have to pay back later. But in Deutschland, it's really free. You don't have to pay it. I know, like in America, you have to get a college loan or something. In China, it's also not so expensive. Except if you go to a private one, it's kind of expensive as well. But I feel like if you are not going to go become like a scientist or academic, there's not much need to go to university. I felt like it was a great time, but it wasn't really that useful. Anyway, it's time. I really appreciate everybody who came today. 8 people watching and 6 likes. That's crazy. That, like, I really appreciate the time you guys spent with me, and coming here. Really? So it's not free in Deutschland? I really thought it's free. If it's a 600 euro a month, and if it's a loan, then it's not free. Anyway. So what else? Next week I'll be here at the same time at 2 o'clock, as always, and I'll try to make something vegan as always. And I don't have any travel planned for this 2 months. I'll be here in Karlsruhe the whole time. And if you guys want to talk to me, you can always contact me on Instagram or Facebook page. And if you are Chinese, you speak Chinese, you can always contact me through WeChat or 小红书, or you can always just email me. My email is on my profile. And what else? So check out my videos. I will try to post 1 video a day, and that's probably everything. There's not many things I could think of right now. And hope you guys have a beautiful day, the rest of Monday, the rest of the week. And that was a Chinese, wasn't it? I tried to read it and you deleted it. Anyway, and And then, so yeah, you guys can contact me anytime you guys know where to find me. And if you want to see any recipes I don't have on my channel, you can just send me a message and I will try to fit it in my schedule. I could understand that you're not Chinese. Yeah, so do I look so relaxing? I'm trying. I don't know if I should start another channel just to do Chinese fashion stuff, like girl stuff, makeup stuff, but I don't have time right now. So I will see. You could see some of my pictures on my WeChat, on my Facebook, and my Instagram, and some other platforms. But you caught me the last minute. I was literally gonna turn it off. You can really good using pinyin, like I could really understand. So it's good, like good period. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my video and my live stream. I was gonna say goodbye, so yeah, I know I haven't seen you for a long while, so hopefully quick. So hopefully you have a good day as well, you guys. Every one of you guys have a great day, and check out my videos. See ya. If you came too late, just write me on the comments area. I'll respond to you guys back. See ya. Finished.